Pricing is one of the most difficult decisions for companies to make when it's time to launch a new product or service. Even though there are many types of pricing strategies in business, there is not one formula-based approach that suits all types of products, services, or businesses. In contrast, pricing is complicated, constantly changing, and based on many different factors. I'm MonkeyPesa CRM from MonkeyPesa. Now, before I tell you about pricing and all its good things, I have something for you.
The way customers interact with your business has changed. Interactions come through several channels. This could be via text, email, call, point of sale, physical location, Twitter, Facebook, or any other platform. Regardless of the channel used, the communication made is still as important. We understand how frustrating it is to jump from app to get queries resolved by the sales or customer support teams. That is why we launched the Customer 360 View as part of the MonkeyPesa Sales and Marketing Hub. The Customer 360 View is a single location for all your business communication. We bring together all interactions from email, social media channels, calls, live chat and more, under a single CRM. No matter where the customer makes communication from, you can track it and respond under one tool built for your business. Get your free trial to the MonkeyPesa Sales and Marketing Hub by signing up on dashboard.monkeypesa.com.
Now, if you're thinking of introducing a new product or service, or just making price changes in the existing ones, here are the factors that you need to consider when creating a pricing strategy. Number 1, identifying your business goals. Now, a company without a business goal cannot succeed. The first step is to be clear about what you want to achieve with your pricing strategy. Is it maximizing profits or maximizing market share with your products, and so on? For example, one of your goals can be to maximize market share with your product. That might result in cost decrease or in what economists call network effects, i.e., the value of your product increases as more people use it. Apart from that, while listing your goals, you need to understand that prices are not enough to drive sales alone. That's why it's vital to be aware of your ability to sell and avoid making poor pricing decisions. Number 2, know your costs. Before setting up a price for your product or service, you need to know the costs of running your business. The first thing that you need to think of when developing a pricing strategy is the following. You must cover your costs and then consider a profit. Basically, the fact is that the cost of a product is more than the exact cost of the item, and it also includes other additional costs. To be more precise, let's split costs under 2 headings. Fixed costs. Regardless of how much you sell, it is a cost that you always need to factor in. For instance, rent, labor, salaries, materials, and so on. And then we have the variable costs. This type of cost mainly cover extra things such as additional materials, labor, or transport, and therefore they can fluctuate over time. Once you calculate the cost of producing your product and service, you must set your prices higher than the variable costs to be able to make a profit. Another important aspect to consider when setting up the price strategy is the customers. It is vital to investigate what do the customers want from your product or service. Are they driven by the cheapest version available on the market, or they consider that expensive is equal to quality? What role does the price play in the purchasing decision? Answering these questions will give you a better insight into who your audience is and which are the points that affect their purchasing decision. But how can you learn more about your customers? Your research can range from some informal online surveys sent out to your already existing client base to hiring a market research agency to conduct this research for you. Therefore, you'll know if you're targeting the right group and what would be the most suitable pricing strategy for them. Next is positioning. Understanding your customers is also important when it comes to deciding what should be your market position. You need to make a decision. Do you want to be the most expensive, luxurious, high-end brand in your industry, or be the cheapest one? Of course, you can always choose to be somewhere in the middle. Why is it important to decide in which direction you'll go? The price that you set for your product or service will create a brand perception in the eyes of your potential customer. For example, you can position yourself as a low-cost leader where customers will know that low price is your strongest weapon. Next is value. What is your product worth to your customers? Does it save them money or time? If that's the case, then you can base the price more on the value that it has for customers instead of minimally exceeding its production price. As you've probably realized by now, there are many factors that should be taken into consideration when deciding on a pricing strategy. Therefore, it would be useful to run a few pricing calculations in order to come up with the best solution. There are a few of them that you can use as a starting point. Cost plus pricing. This should be your minimum price. You need to set a price that will cover your production costs because, after all, your aim is to make some profit. Next is fair pricing. So no matter how good or useful your product or service is, no one would be willing to pay for it if they find the pricing unfairly high. And lastly, price based on the value. As we have already explained, this should be your maximal price. Now finally, you need to do your market research. Market research is necessary in order to decide how much you're going to charge for your product or service. And on top of that, for products and services already available, market research can tell companies whether they are meeting success criteria or not. For example, while conducting your market research, you can use the results either to create a business and marketing plan or to measure the success of your current plan. Another key component of market research is monitoring your prices against your competitors continuously and discovering underlying profitability on a monthly basis. However, checking out the overall profitability of your company every month is not enough. You have to focus on the profitability of every product you sell. That means you have to analyze your product one by one. Such great analysis is a matter of time and a huge effort, but you have to do it. After everything being said, we can come to a conclusion that some of the most important things to focus on are listening to your customers, keeping track of your competitors, and having a budget action plan in place. Remember, in order to maximize profitability, pricing should be in balance with the value of the benefits that your business provides for its customers and for itself. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and subscribe to this YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any future video. Thanks so much for watching and see you next time.